Hello.
Welcome to Fahoody Adventures, and today we decided to make a video just about 1 year on with me particularly moving to Spain and this channel, and give you a bit of rundown as to what we think and what are our thoughts, and take your feedback too. So let's start the discussion. Autumn in northern Spain is really amazing. So today's
Yeah.
video we're just going to talk about, because it's exactly 1 year since I moved to Spain, and Thomas also started making videos. Thomas had never made YouTube videos before, so how has your
No,
kind of experience been with Fahoody Adventures?
it's nice. It's like I didn't expect that the channel started to grow like this.
Hmm.
So I'm happy. I'm happy because we started just for fun
Yes,
and for send these videos to family members that
and
they
friends.
can enjoy. Yeah. So I really like it.
Yeah. My experience with the channel has been that I initially started. Did you know that I initially started this channel in Urdu? I thought it would be interesting to have a channel in Urdu just for people. Then I wasn't getting a lot of views, and then I was like, okay, maybe I should just give up. And then I came to Spain, and then we started, and then I thought it'd be good to get Thomas on the channel also to get a Spanish perspective. And then we started making videos, and now it's interesting. People, they like the channel a lot. I've actually come to this park and I met with people who have actually watched the videos, and they're like, stopped me, and they're like, hey, we watched your videos, are you the guy who makes YouTube videos? So
Yeah, that is so
yeah,
weird sometimes.
and it's unexpected because, to be honest, it was just really just to make a fun thing, and then it just ended up being a good kind of side hustle, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Not really a side hustle, but like a side channel video thing. We're not making any money from it. We hope
Yeah, exactly.
that we do. So 1 year on, um, about the channel, we've gone through a lot of festivals where we've noticed like people do like videos on, live tips here, living in Spain, because I think a lot of people who watch us, they are considering moving to Spain or already living in Spain. So
Yeah.
it's turned out to be really interesting.
And also, people who's watching this video, you can write on the comments that what are you expecting, from us. So
Yeah, so the plan for the next year is just to make more videos of life in Spain and in Europe, and explore more areas in Europe, just to see, uh, what's out there, and make more videos. Particularly, we both like food, so we've decided that we're going to focus more and more on food when we go to a region in Spain, and region in Europe, or anywhere in the world, I guess, if we have enough money to focus on also more and more food, and people to enjoy that too, right?
yeah, because it depends on our money. We are not earning anything from YouTube, so
Yeah. So, um, yeah, I mean, the channel has been good. Lots of people have been watching. Um, in terms of living in Spain for a year, I think it doesn't really apply to Thomas more, so it applies to me. Um, what maybe Thomas can interview me.
okay. So what is for you this first year living in Spain?
Lots of thoughts. When I first came to Spain, I had only come to Spain for a very short period of time. And obviously, when you go somewhere as a tourist, it's very different to when you start living somewhere. I think one of the tips, or the most important tip that I think that I'm going to give to anyone who's considering moving to Spain and having lived here for 1 year, is do learn the language. It's really important. Even if you're going to live in a community like, say, Benidorm, where there's lots of English speakers, or Valencia, or wherever, do learn the language. It's not the hardest language to learn. It's definitely not Chinese, Japanese, Hindi, whatever, but it's not the easiest also. So have a lot of practice. I took a course on udemy.com for like $20. I bought a course and I finished it in 3 to 4 months. My Spanish is nowhere perfect, but it does really make a difference if you talk to people in Spanish. They do feel happy that you're actually even trying, and doing little things like buying groceries and things and speaking Spanish, it does really make a little bit of difference, right?
Yeah, and also, what do you think about the Spanish people in general?
I think Spanish people are really nice, really kind. They're genuinely interested in you, in knowing where you come from, what are your thoughts. I also find people up in north of Spain a little bit more private, but also the kind of relationships they make are more intimate. I don't know if it's the right thing to say, but like if you do make friends up in north of Spain, your friendships become really intimate, really warm. I guess it's the same for anywhere in Spain, but here
Yeah.
they do take time. But once you do become friends, you would at least think that it's for a lifetime. So I guess in north of Spain, particularly living here, I've also noticed that there's less influx of tourists outside of Spain, as much as, say, not as much as Valencia or Andalusia or Barcelona. The people, they see you as more as a non-tourist person, I guess. I don't know.
I think maybe in the north of Spain, at least in Asturias, there are less tourists from another part of Europe or another parts of the world. So yeah, maybe.
At least in Oviedo, because Oviedo is not really, it doesn't have a beach as much, so people,
Yeah.
it's like a hidden treasure, I guess. But in other parts of Asturias, like Llanes, there is more expatriate population, I guess. The dynamics will be a little bit more different. Another tip that can be very frustrating for foreigners if they're in the first year here, you're going to have to deal with the government a lot. And for that, you need appointments. And in the countries that I've lived before, either you just go somewhere to a government department without an appointment, or you just walk in and then you just press a button and you get a token. I'm talking about Pakistan now. In UAE, you don't really need appointments as such for most government things, and then in New Zealand you don't need appointments or even a token system. And in Spain, what I've noticed is that appointments are really hard to get by. But it's something that you have to accept when you go to a new country. There's a different culture, different traditions, different ways of doing things. So the best thing to do when you move to a new country, with my experience, is that don't try to change the country as to what you wanted it to be. You have to change yourself to adjust to what happens in the country. So in the context of Spain, everyone is as frustrated as you. They will be to look for appointments to Extranjeria, to DGT, or whatever department you're dealing with. In fact, even in Asturias, you need to do a warrant of fitness for your car. I don't know what it's called, Thomas. I mean, you can search on Google, you can ask ChatGPT, you can ask other people in the area, when do they open appointments? Like Extranjeria, for example, they open appointments on Mondays usually, I've heard.
Depending on the region. Yeah.
Depending on the region here in Asturias. Find out that. Don't fall for scams. There are lots of scams, like on Telegram and online. They say, oh, pay us 20 euros, we'll get you an appointment. Don't go for them. They're usually scams. You're going to lose your money. Don't do that. Just keep trying at different times. You will eventually get an appointment. Yeah, I know it's hard, but it's what it is. Everything here is, you need an appointment, especially if you're going to deal with the government here. So be prepared for this. Yeah, it's one of my tips. Like it's one of the biggest culture shocks that you're gonna have when you go to different countries.
The
right?
bureaucracy.
Yeah, bureaucracy is everywhere. I think even in countries where they claim that they don't have bureaucracy, they still have bureaucracy. But because bureaucracy is just doing things their way, it doesn't mean their way is correct or the other way is correct. It's just that they have different kind of bureaucracy. But everywhere, all the governments, they have rules and regulations. So once you travel the world, you realize everywhere is different, and you kind of have to comply by the areas of where you are. I mean, by the rules of where you are. So that was the appointment side of things. You know, it's frustrating, but it's what it is. In other countries, other things are frustrating. In Spain, they're not. So you have to look at the positive side of things. 1 year living here, I think apart from language and appointments for government departments, I think what you should really do, Spain is very well connected. And a lot of people that are watching this, they will be here on a non-lucrative visa or digital nomad visa. They might be here temporarily for 1 year, 2 years, and it's totally okay. Or they are here for the long term. Spain is very well connected. Also, buses everywhere. It's a bit of a pain to take the bus, but you can take the bus to go travel Spain.
Yeah.
Renfe also is available. There is BlaBlaCar. So make the most of the opportunity and travel all around Spain, and then you'll see that the geography is so beautiful, so different. Even though it's not a very huge country like the US or, I don't know, Brazil
Australia.
or Australia, but the actual scenery is very different from one region to another. You can go to like Teruel and see like the earth is red, or you could go to Andalusia where the mountains are dry and brown, or you could come here in northern Spain and see the greenery. And so it's very diverse. And another thing that I like about Spain is that a lot of smaller cities, like even Oviedo, has international airports, so you can go from here to many international destinations within Europe anyway, but it's still good. It's a good chance for you to travel. So people newly moved to Spain, what suggestions do you have as a Spanish person, I guess?
In terms of traveling around Spain,
Or living, traveling, whatever, your observations.
Okay, so I don't know. First of all, they need to research, of course. You can also come here previously and visit some regions that you like, but you have to make a lot of research. Just get ready for all the bureaucracy, which is so hard. After that, when all the bureaucracy ends, everything will be fine and you will enjoy more this amazing country. But yeah, first of all, do a lot of research, because if not, you will have a lot of headaches, and it's very important in order not to get stuck in this country.
In fact, when I decided to move here, a lot of people thought that like Spain is beautiful, it's sunshine all year round. They have this idea that I will be on holiday all year round, but that's not true. That's not the way. There are actually people living here. There are problems that people have. There's shortage of housing in bigger cities. Rents are definitely in some of the bigger cities higher than what people earn, and it contributes towards inequality in the country, and a lot of it has to do with tourists. Also, good tourists, bad tourists, whatever, that's up for debate. But what I'm trying to say here is like, yeah, when you think of a country, you just think, okay, I've been coming here on holiday, everything's going to be sweet. But there's people living here, they have real human problems. We just had floods in Valencia, which was really sad actually. And so just come with the perspective that you're going to move to another country. Life is practical and you're going to face challenges. I think don't just come here just because you've come on holiday. And it's the same, I've noticed the same when I was living in Dubai. People thought, oh, they'll just go to Dubai and they'll get a very good job and they will be rich. They don't realize there's millions of people already living in Dubai and they're competing for the same jobs. So you have to, like Thomas said, come for a little while, research. Like I met people, they don't even know what NIA is. NIA is, like, for example, a card for foreigners to have, and in order to obtain that, it's a lot of hard work depending on the route that you take. I'm going to make another video on visas and stuff like that, but just do research. What are the things that I need to be prepared for to obtain certain things. And then another thing, find yourself, if you're self-employed, and a lot of people, they're going to be on digital nomad visa, find yourself a really good gestor, right?
Yeah, a lawyer, no?
A gestor for me is an accountant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lawyer and also a lawyer. Find yourself a nice lawyer, and you'll find that
there are nice professionals all around.
Yeah, and some of these agencies for lawyers also, I've noticed, like the ones that deal with English are expensive because they know that they're dealing with expatriates. So a lawyer will charge you maybe 200 euros for something, and they'll charge you 1,000 or 1,500 euros because they say they offer services in English. So, just always be mindful and try to make local friends, have fun, go to local festivals. And it's all going to start if you learn Spanish. So I think that's the main thing. Learn the language, and it's not really complicated. Like when I lived in Dubai, I didn't have the need to learn the language. But in Spain, for example, you have to learn the language. It's very important in order to make friends, in order to understand, how people process information. And it's a very good way of making friends and understanding, the thought process behind everything. So it's so important to learn the language. So these are just my thoughts. So the first year, take it easy. It's like any other country. If you're looking for an apartment, you will find it. within your budget, whatever it is. But it, you know, also if you're looking for apartments in the winter time, a lot of times you're going to get short-term rentals because people, they rent them for long-term in more touristy places, for Airbnbs or temporary accommodation, which is part of the problem that, you know, people are facing in Spain.
One of the problems now in Spain.
Yeah, one of the problems. So I mean, there's those things that you're going to be mindful and enjoy the cuisine.
Yeah, of course. It's probably the best part.
This is 1 year about the channel. We would like to thank you for watching. We didn't
Yeah.
realize there will
Thank you
be
so much.
people will be watching and they're finding the videos useful. If you do, please make sure to like the videos, because if you like the videos, the algorithm picks up on the video and more people watch it, and
Exactly, yes.
then we get more views, I guess.
And it's for free.
Also, for next time, do make sure to pop down questions that you might have, or you want some videos to be made on certain topics. That I think one of the topics that I want to cover is, for example, how to move here in terms of visas and things like that, particularly digital nomad visa. That could be of interest to people. But yeah, that's it. Just we're really happy that it's been 1 year of Foodi Adventures and you've liked it, and we will be happy to continue it.
Yes. So, bye bye.
Make sure to like and subscribe, and like always the videos. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao, ciao.